And as we take a look at the top 5 in point standings, you can see there is no clear dominator at this point. All 5 are well within striking distance of the points leader, Sterling Marlin. Marlin has established himself as most consistent with 11 top 10 finishes, and he has yet to exit a race. Jeff Gordon, however, has the most wins.
The 3, the 4, Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin, and Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, worked together yesterday in practice. These 3 cars worked together all day long. I would expect those 3 cars trying their best to hook up and say see you to the rest of the guys.
We're glad you could join us on this 4th of July holiday weekend. Breakfast at Daytona coming up. The pace car is off the racetrack, and with a record crowd, here we go. The race on. Pepsi 400 underway.
Bobby Labonte along to hang Sterling Marlin after the ride.
He's up to 3rd, battling with Sterling. But it is Dale Earnhardt who leads Jeff Gordon down the backstretch. Now it appears as if Labonte may be...
And Dale Earnhardt will lead that first lap. Now you saw the 28 car, folks. If you wonder where Ned Jarrett is, he's in Milwaukee doing a truck race.
For CBS, Ned, we wish you up front. It is still Dale Earnhardt leading Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, and Bobby Labonte.
Right now, Robert Presley is in the 5th spot, and Todd Bodine is 6th.
Those 4 cars kind of broken away from the rest of the pack.
Boy, Allen, I talked to Dave Hughes for quite a while yesterday afternoon. He had no idea what kind of chassis setup he was going to run today, and it looks like Hughes made a good pick.
This is how it happens.
They come through the tri-oval. Jeff Gordon dives on the inside of Earnhardt. Sterling Marlin decides I will go with him, and also Bobby Labonte.
And a pass for 3rd position is Jeff Gordon.
Well, they tried. Earnhardt tried to get by him. He has been able to get by Robert Presley. But now Jeff Gordon dives down. He's going to try Bobby Labonte. And look at Earnhardt up on top of the racetrack.
Earnhardt way up high.
I don't think he wants to be up there.
Especially after what happened to him in Michigan, I would think he'd be avoiding getting anywhere close to the wall.
I talked to Bobby Hutchins, the engineer on the Ricker Children's sideline. We heard the spotter talking to Loy Allen, but I talked to Bobby Hutchins. He said that car that Earnhardt crashed last week destroyed that car. In 7 years, they fixed every car that Earnhardt has wrecked except that one, and they threw it.
Jerry, is the problem on Earnhardt as serious as it looks?
Well, Bob, it's getting that way, and Benny, that was a very astute observation. One of the reasons Earnhardt is using all the racetrack is the car will not turn in the corners. He has a serious push. As the car goes into the turn, the car goes up across the racetrack. So to keep from wearing out the tires and possibly having a problem with the car, he will keep the car up higher and higher on the racetrack. So they have a push. Now, when they do get a pit stop, they plan to make an air pressure adjustment in the right front tire to rectify that problem.
But it would be damaging that right front tire. Earnhardt will use all the grooves possible around this racetrack. One of the very best.
With our regular coverage, they can flip over to the ESPN2 coverage and watch the in-car camera of Dale Earnhardt to be able to see what the car is doing. The crews absolutely love having in-car footage on one channel and classic coverage on another. Right now they're thinking about their strategy for the upcoming pit stop to try to derail that pushing problem that the 7-time Winston Cup champion might have. Bob?
So you utilize everything you possibly can. Dale Earnhardt doesn't carry an in-car camera very often, but in this particular case, it may be helping the crew ascertain what's wrong.
Watch this. He's pulling up on the outside of Jeff Gordon. Is there room? But Gordon comes up. There's not room right now, but Earnhardt seems that high groove is working for him. He seems to be going forward. Most of these teams have an RCA dish. One of those RCA small dishes in their pits where they're able to get the program from ESPN or whatever network is carrying it, and they can watch as we watch.
We're looking back now on Earnhardt from Jeff Gordon. Now from from Dale Earnhardt. You see the distance between himself and Jeff Gordon in second, and the leader, Sterling Marlin. And once again, Earnhardt heads for the high side of the racetrack.
He lost some time down in 3 and 4.
The hood is down, however, and Nemechek rolls back out onto the racetrack, where we find Marlin still holding off Gordon and Earnhardt. One other driver who has moved up well as we continue to watch the front of the field, Bill Elliott, started 43rd, now 18th.
And once again, Earnhardt right to the top of the racetrack. Sterling Marlin still, his car looks just as well as it did in February.
They're the top 5.
There's our leader, Sterling Marlin, the 4, the Kodak Film Chevrolet. Jeff Gordon, Chevrolet. First 5 cars, the new Chevrolet Monte Carlo.
Meanwhile, looks like that Marlin and Gordon are pulling away from Earnhardt, Labonte, and Presley. 30th lap, but we are under our first caution. There is debris and oil in turns 3 and 4, causing the pace car to come out. Jerry?
Unfortunately, it's the car number 28. Remember, I expect to see some mild adjustments on the car number 4 and 24. They pit nose to tail down here in turn 1. Sterling Marlin had a bit of a push. They were going to make an air pressure adjustment, and Ken Trader nearly slides by his pits. His car slid by, and now there's almost a trouble as one crew member nearly gets run over in the Trader pits. Meanwhile, they have changed right side tires. As you're watching the 4, 24, and 3 on the triple split pit stop, Earnhardt is down and away, 19.5. 18.6 for Gordon and 18.6 for Marlin as they drag race back to turn 1. In that order, it'll be Marlin, Gordon, and Earnhardt.
And the green is out, and after they go by, we'll talk with Gary. Gary, you made a lengthy stop. You got what you wanted. You needed the caution to make some changes.
Yeah, we had to make some changes. We were just too loose. Everybody's loose out there, it seems to be, but I figured early in the race like this, if we'll make the changes now, it won't hurt us too bad. It's almost got us last, but the race is still young. We got a long way to go.
And you have a good car despite not a real good qualifying run.
Yeah, we ran good in practice, but I don't know what happened in qualifying. Just something, I don't know, fluke thing.
That's Gary Dehart. He did tell his driver.
Here at Daytona in July with the heat, they have burned a piston in the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. The engine was not running when they brought the car down pit road, as Jeff Gordon just made his move on the racetrack. So action getting hot and heavy, but Bobby Labonte will not be a part of it as they push his car behind the wall.
The third leader of the day, Dale Earnhardt led, then Sterling Marlin, and now Jeff Gordon has passed Sterling to take over the top spot. Kyle Petty running in 4th position.
Sterling Marlin is able to get back by. Sterling Marlin has a problem. His car evidently is pushed a little bit right now. As we see Earnhardt close up on him and Jeff Gordon drop away in the corner. It looks like that Kodak Film Chevrolet has picked up a push.
Difference in lines being run here today. Petty's left wheels right down on that white line, while Loy Allen and others have been way up top.
Anytime that Kyle Petty is able to run that left front tire on the white line on the bottom of the racetrack, he's able to run well. He did that same thing at Dover just about a month ago and won the race up there. Now he goes up and he'll lose some distance as he goes up the hill. Now Sterling Marlin is able to keep the car on the bottom and keep up with Jeff Gordon.
About 3-4 car lengths behind Jeff, who is leading his 14th race in 1995. Of course, he has 2 victories. He's got 3 victories. Wallace. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon takes the lead from Sterling Marlin.
Why does everything have to happen at the same time?
Let's see what's wrong with Mark Martin. The car just suddenly seized up, it looked like, going through the corner.
Jeff Gordon, once again, is leading this race. The DuPont Chevrolet.
The winner at Rockingham, Atlanta, and Bristol, looking for his first victory here at Daytona, has now taken the lead once again from Sterling Marlin.
The CEO of Kodak, the Kodak company, is here today, watching Mr. Fisher. So Sterling Marlin, better get back up front.
We're glad you could join us on this 4th of July holiday weekend at Daytona International Speedway. Back at Daytona, and our coverage of auto racing continues at 7:50 tomorrow morning. You'll be up at that time, BP, to
Certainly.
see the Grand Prix of France?
Sure will.
From Magna Cours?
Probably on the road. Probably on the road back to North Carolina, but I'll be up.
Well, I'll be watching the race, and you can too, at 7:50 tomorrow morning.
Jimmy Spencer, the Smoking Joe car. Where is he? We don't see him there, but he started at the very back of the pack, and he is now up to 19th, and he is really moving forward. Jeff Gordon, the leader of the race, and there we see those two cars, the leader, Jeff Gordon and Sterling Marlin.
A lot of racetrack between Bill Elliott and the top two. Here's Bill Weber with more on this great run by Bill Elliott.
Well, they're all smiles down here. One of the crew members just walked by and said, hey, we've been here before. This is the same car this team had for the Daytona 500 and at Talladega, but after that race, they cut the body off. They put new skin on it. Bill's getting good help from his spotter, who just told him, good job, go get it.
Up on halfway, here come the leaders. Off of corner number 4, here's the line. There's halfway. 80 laps have been completed. Now look at this. The interval between Gordon and Elliott. Looks like that Jeff is pulling away. He was 5.8 seconds behind at the lap 75, and by the 79th lap, he had increased that to over 7 seconds.
I can't, no, that's not 7 seconds, Bob. Do you believe everything you read?
If it's up there on the screen, absolutely.
That's about 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, that's all that is.
Well, now that was between first and third.
Oh, first and third.
Oh, see, now you're the one that's not paying attention.
I was watching this, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I was not paying attention. You're right.
See, it's Gordon and Elliott. 5.8 to 7.2.
I apologize to everyone involved. Good job, guys.
See.
Let me see. Okay, Elliott's running 40. Yep. We'll see. Jeff Gordon is pulling away. He's pulled away. 1.5 seconds. Good job.
How about that? Jerry, help us out here. Say something.
I wouldn't dare get a net battle between you two guys with the calculator. Who brought the batteries for the calculators? Hey, you talk about a sense of humor. I just spoke with Ray Abraham, who's the crew chief for Jeff Gordon. He said, you know, when our car is behind the 4 car, we're extremely tight. When we're in front of the 4 car, we're very, very loose. Now, the solution would be if we were to run side by side with the 4 car, the car would be perfect. But then again, we'd be awfully slow on the racetrack. And we know that car number 94 is coming in a hurry.
Uh-oh.
Jeff Gordon, who has put some distance between himself and Marlin.
He is.
There are distinctive sounds, different sounds with these cars. You'll hear a more traditional sound with the 24. Now the 4.
An Indy car.
It does. It has a very high-pitched whine to it, the 4 car does.
He has a different exhaust system on this car than does all the other cars here. The only car with that.
Jerry Punch. And here are the lead 2 cars in the pit. We will expect to see a 4-tire change on both cars. You can see both cars pitting nose to tail. Sterling Marlin's Kodak Chevy, and in front of him, behind him, is the DuPont Chevrolet Monte Carlo of Jeff Gordon. They will push up on the rear spoiler on Gordon, try to correct a problem with the car being a little bit too loose. As he is going down and away, that's not tire going on.
Now watch this. I want you to watch the 4 and 24 coming in. Jeff Gordon comes in. He will stop first. The 4 car will go. Now watch the DuPont crewman run and follow the 4 car. Watch that guy. What's he doing? He just stands there and watches these guys pit.
It looks like he
grabs the right rear tire off the 4 car so it doesn't block the 24 in.
Very good.
Man, I thought he was part of the pit crew.
Now, there is a space there between those 2 cars, but still, if there was a tire there, it would definitely delay Jeff getting out.
Exactly. He was afraid he'd roll that tire in front of the 24 car.
Now, Schrader did not overshoot his pit.
To Talladega, remember the Winston Select 500? He was planning on running something like 70 laps. As a matter of fact, he did run 66 laps. So I think Ricky Rudd can do it.
We shall see. We're riding with Jeff Gordon, who has picked up the lead once again with Rudd's pit stop. Sterling Marlin the second, then Mark Martin, Dick Trickle, Ted Musgrave, Bill Elliott, Jeff Bodine, Kyle Petty, and Hunt Strickland, the top 10. Jeff Gordon Gordon has won more money than anyone else in 1995, already over $1 million, and he has led more laps than anyone else. And of course, 7 pole positions. Well, he's running by himself, so we'll go back and try to find some action.
Well, let's see. Where's the second place car? There he is. Sterling Marlin, the second.
Well, standing in Jeff Gordon's pits a moment ago. Now, Gordon basically has been very consistent with his laps, running about 48.44 seconds, 48.43 a lap.
By the main office.
Looky here, Jeff Gordon closing up on the back bumper of Sterling Marlin.
So Marlin didn't run away from Jeff, although he passed him and put a few car lengths between himself and Jeff, but now Gordon is caught right back up.
And I tell you what, Jeff Gordon is just cooking right now. He is absolutely so hot because all the air from the hot air from his car and from that 4 car is coming right back in that car. They want to come up now and make the pass and get away. They don't want to run those field, Bobby. It is simply too hot in those cars.
While we watch this, Bobby Hamilton is on pit road, an unscheduled pit stop for the Richard Petty car.
In doing that, Sterling Marlin was able to gain a little bit on Jeff Gordon.
And at the end of 122 laps, it is Mark Martin running in 3rd spot, then Dick Trickle and Kyle Petty. Stay with us. We'll be back for more of our live coverage of the Pepsi 400 from Daytona. Down. Just one in 28th position. But still, he's hanging right with it.
They'll all show up this time. What?
Sure they will. They're just playing cat and mouse here. Here comes Marlin, Gordon, Martin, and the others. All those on the lead lap, or most of those on the lead lap, coming in.
All those cars staying on the racetrack are laps down, cannot pit. Only cars on the lead lap allowed to pit the first time by. Jerry Punch.
And here's Martin, Marlin, and Gordon pitting about 15 feet apart down toward turn 1. We would expect to see a routine 4-tire change. They clean the windshield on both cars, pump them off in fuel, and as you said, Benny, everyone can make it the rest of the way here on fuel, no questions whatsoever.
A chassis adjustment on the 24 car.
And a little bit on the Marlin machine, too.
Yes. Jeff Gordon had a little bit the fastest time, and he does beat Sterling Marlin out. Here comes Mark Martin.
ESPN Speed World today at Daytona International Speedway in Florida for the Pepsi 400. About to go back to racing after a caution because of Jeff Purvis. Look at the crowd. Record crowd here for this event. The green flag waves and we are back to racing on lap 135. The leader is Jeff Gordon.
There are all the cars on the lead lap right behind Jeff Gordon, headed by Sterling Marlin.
Here's the Budweiser race recap. Jeff Gordon has led 47 of 135 laps. We've had 8 lead changes, 2 cautions for a total of 9 laps, and the average speed 172.144. And those that have led a lap include Earnhardt, Marlin, and others. And those are the drivers that have dropped out of the race. Not a real long...
And remember the adage, you don't make major changes on a super speedway late in the race. Well, Ray Evernham never heard that adage. Here's what they did to his car, number 24, for Jeff Gordon. They pushed the spoiler down, put the fenders in. They changed the air pressure in the right front tire, and they took a round out of the right rear, all hoping to tighten up that car, number 24. Let's go to John Curtin.
Jerry, nothing that exciting up here on my end of pit road. Business as usual for Dale Earnhardt.
There's a lead. We see Mark Martin stand on the back bumper of Sterling Marlin. I wondered, Mark Martin kind of maintained between Jeff Gordon. Here's the race for the lead. We know how strong Gordon is. Sterling Marlin, we know how strong.
We've only got 15 more laps to go. There are the top 3. It's Jeff Gordon leading Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, and Dick Trickle. We'll be right back. The positions have changed just a little bit as Dale Earnhardt has gone to 3rd, and the story here is Mark Martin, who was in 3rd but now has dropped back to 7th.
Now let's go back to the front. And is this how we started the race or what?
First, second, and third in the points are running in the top 3 at the moment. Sterling Marlin, the points leader, is second, or rather, second. Dale Earnhardt, who is second in points, is third, and Jeff Gordon, who is third in points, is the leader. And here comes Earnhardt trying to take second from Marlin.
Just like Spencer did last year in the 400 when he passed Ernie Irvin. Earnhardt got that run up high in 1 and 2 and went right by Sterling Marlin. He'll be trying that on Jeff Gordon now.
Quite a story for Dale Earnhardt, who appeared to be struggling immensely in the early part of this race, having to go way up high to keep the car from spinning. And now the Richard Childress team and Dale Earnhardt have moved to second, have their eyes set on Jeff Gordon. There are 9 laps to go in the Pepsi 400.
This is getting to be a very familiar picture here in Daytona. Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt. Watch, he'll go high, try to get that run coming off the corner.
Off the corner, let's see if he makes a move. Doesn't have quite enough momentum build up, Benny. Still about a 2 or make that, 1 car length separation between first and second as Earnhardt closes in. And the Rainbow Warriors are holding their breath.
They are. They're saying a prayer.
Marlin seems to have dropped back just a little bit, Benny.
Yes, he does. Maybe he's just waiting to see what's going to happen with here and then get these cars lined up. Really, he has no one to run with. These 2 cars are hooked up nose to tail, and Sterling Marlin is a little bit too far back. Here we go, Earnhardt again, up on the high side, trying to get that run, coming down off turn 2. He lost ground that time.
Yeah, he did.
And here comes Trickle and Schrader.
And Mark Martin. Running second right behind Jeff Gordon. And the leader, Jeff Gordon, looks back on second place Dale. They cross the line again in complete lap 153, 7 to go.
Now is Earnhardt going to try once again? Yes, he is. Trying his best to get a run as he comes off the second corner. Trying to get that momentum up.
It's not getting him any place though, Benny. He can maybe close in on Jeff at that point, but from there on, Jeff just seems to have command. Gordon has never won here at Daytona. Earnhardt, of course, is a 2-time winner here, but both of the victories have come in this race.
Jeff Gordon has won the Dash. He's won 125-mile qualifying race here in Daytona, but he's never won a points race.
Right. Once again, Earnhardt up on the high side of the racetrack in turn 2, off the banking now and down the backstretch.
They just can't mount a charge.
5.5 laps to go. Jeff Gordon won at Rockingham. He won at Atlanta and then won on a short track at Bristol. Looking for his 4th win of the year. Dale Earnhardt seeks his 3rd win of the year. He won at North Wilkesboro and at Sears Point. Here's the completion of lap 155.
And we can see the difference that the draft is making. These 2 cars running together with 5 laps to go are pulling ever so slightly away from Sterling Marlin. Earnhardt's going to try that once again.
I think he's got some momentum build up this time, Benny. Let's see what happens off the corner. Nope. Looked like he had a better shot at it that time than in previous laps, but still was not able to get around Jeff Gordon. And Richard Childress is loving every minute of it. Would like it a lot better if his driver were in the lead.
That's right. He would like it a lot better if his driver was in the lead. You know, right now Earnhardt keeps trying that high groove.
Now we have a crash in turn number 3. Are we going to end under caution?
This could be the race coming back for the line. These cars did not take the yellow flag. They will be racing back to the line, and the race might be over when they get back.
It's Mike Wallace who has crashed in turn number 3. However, the car has slid clear down to the infield grass. It is not in anyone's way. Now let's see as they come off the back stretch and into turn number 3 once again what is going to happen. This could be the race. The caution flag is waving. The 90 car is underway. He did not stop. We And a safety truck going to him. Here they come off the fourth corner. Onto the tri-oval. This could be the race right here. Gordon is going to beat Earnhardt to the caution flag. And there are 3 laps to go. Signified the completion of lap 198.
158.
Yeah, 158. They would get the green on 159 for the 1-lap dash pits.
How many do you think will pit for tires?
Oh, maybe about half the field. Okay, let's take a break here before this conclusion of the Pepsi 400. Don't go away. The race isn't over yet. Get ready, folks. This is going to be something. This time around, they will get the green and the white flag. There'll be 1 lap of competition to decide it all and who wins the Pepsi 400 for 1995. Will it be Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin, or anyone else?
We never know at this point. There we see Earnhardt. We had cameras in the first 2 cars.
Benny, you can't help but think right now about what happened to Jeff Gordon at Pocono. Remember?
Missed a shift?
Yes.
Yeah, he's been taking shifting lessons.
I'm sure he's not going to let it happen again.
No, he will not. I don't think he will miss a shift.
You know, with these restrictor plates, it's going to take him quite a while to get to full speed, so it could depend upon who has the better gear.
Well, that's right. And drafting is going to be very, very critical down that back straightaway. They could be 5 abreast down the back straightaway because at a reduced speed, drafting even more critical. Here they come.
Get ready, folks. Here we go. Jeff Gordon has the field in tow, looking for the green. It's out. The green and white simultaneously. 1 lap to decide who wins the Pepsi 400.
Sterling Marlin goes to the inside of Earnhardt.
Earnhardt blocked him down low. Earnhardt blocked Marlin down low. Mark Martin has the high side of the racetrack in turn 2 as they come off of the corner and down the backstretch for the final time. Jeff Gordon still has the lead. We have contact between a couple of cars, but everybody keeps it straight. They battle for position.
Sterling Marlin down into the outside of Earnhardt. He's by Earnhardt.
Jeff Gordon, though, has about a car length and a half lead on Marlin and Earnhardt as they battle for second position to the 3rd and 4th corners.
That battle side by side should give the race to Jeff Gordon.
Here they come. Jeff Gordon has the lead. Earnhardt moves to the inside. They scramble. It's Jeff Gordon winning. And I think Marlin got second. Oh, and we have contact between a couple of cars as they cross the line, but everybody is okay. Wow. Martin, I should say Jeff Gordon has won the Pepsi 400. And you think that young man isn't happy?
He's talking to the crew. We saw him on the radio talking to Ray Evernham and whoever's listening. Man. Got that winning that down, telling all those people just how happy he is.
Here's Jerry Punch.
Ray Evernham, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, that was really great. You know, we got to thank God first because, you know, he's the most important one. But these guys here, you know, Jeff Gordon and this crew, Rick Hendrick, everybody, this makes me feel really good. Our car kind of went away, and the guys got it back. They made 1,000 adjustments on that last pit stop and still got out in the lead. You know, my hat's off to Tony Glover and his guys and Andy and his guys. But, boy, it's a real nice one. It makes victory sweet, especially after the problem we had here in the Daytona 500.
Can you tell he's excited, folks? They're still jumping up and down here in the DuPont pits, and they are going to run to victory lane as their young wonder boy, they might call him Beach Boy now, has won his first at Daytona. Bob?
Jeff Gordon will be the one we talk with in victory lane when we come back to Daytona.
Incredible jubilation here in the 37th annual Pepsi 400, and Jeff Gordon, congratulations. What a way to finish one.
Thank you, Jerry, man. That thing, it was on a rail today. We had one time where we missed a little bit on it, but you know, we had a great pit stop. We lost this thing in the pits here in February, and my guys know it, but they're strong. They fought back, and they won this one for us in the pits. They got us out there first. I said, all you have to do is get me out first, and we can hold them off. I didn't want to see that caution because Earnhardt's the best there is on restarts, and luckily him and Sterling were battling back there, and we come across the finish first, man. It was awesome.
What was going through your mind when you saw the green and the white wave simultaneously? What did you think Earnhardt and the 4-car were going to try to do in that final lap?
Well, see, Earnhardt kept laying back, and he's really good at like waiting a little bit, and you get out and get away, and then he's got the draft and he just blows right by. So I actually was letting up on the start. I'd take off, I'd slow up a little bit, let his front end get behind me and push me, and you know, then him and Sterling start battling. Once they got side by side, I knew it was all over. But hey, got to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Valvoline, Coca-Cola, Kellogg's, GMAC, man. It's just a ton of people on this car. Goodyear, man, they had a great tire today. I'm really, really proud of this team. They did a great job. We haven't won here an official race, and this is the one. This is the one to win.
That's about as official as you can get. His 4th win of the year. They call him Wonder Boy. How about Bonus Boy? He won the Unical bonus. Try Beach Boy, his first win at Daytona Beach. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Yes, we have. Jeff Gordon has won his 6th career victory, his 5th on a super speedway, and his 4th of 1995 and his 77th NASCAR Winston Cup race. Well, Jeff Gordon wins here at Daytona in the Pepsi 400.
Everybody else got jumbled up behind us and started down the back straightaway, and you know, we jumped up. I jumped on the outside of him and got by him going in 3, and we was beating the bang and coming through here. Had a good time.
You didn't look at any of that behind you, did you?
No, I was too busy trying to keep mine in the right direction. I had a little help in the left rear quarter panel, just trying to steer it straight.
There we see Earnhardt. There we see just a little bit of contact going down in turn 1 between Sterling Marlin and Dale Earnhardt.
Down the backstretch.
He finally shifted into high gear at that point. Now the 4-car is going to be beside of him, and that's what's going to win the race for Jeff Gordon. There we see the 4-car come in there.
And now right there they touch.
Yep.
And they touch again. Wow. Oh, and there's the line. Marlin with a 2nd place finish, and the guy with the best view of that whole thing was the one who was finishing in 4th position, and that of course was Mark Martin. Jeff Gordon brings home his 4th victory of 1995. How about the top 5 in points? Well, it's still Sterling Marlin on top, but only 7 now separate Jeff Gordon, who moves to 2nd in points. Jeff Gordon has won the Pepsi 400. For Benny Parsons, Jerry Punch, John Kernan, and Bill Weber, this is Bob Jenkins. Thank you for joining us. Have a safe and enjoyable July 4th holiday weekend. For now, so long, everyone.